Big red lips and long blonde hair. Say, come on, baby, let me get you stare. Like the way you walk over there. Hey, now, would you look over there? Long black boots and long hair. Say, come here, baby, let me get you stare. Like the way you walk over there. Ain't no girl like, ain't no girl like that. I just want to talk to you. Talk to you. Come on, let's drive around. Take time to fool around. Come on, let's drive around. Take time to fool around. Hey!
Woo! Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs?
Hey, now, would you look over there? Big red lips and long blonde hair. Say, come here, baby, let me get you a stare.
Like the way you walk when you walk over there. Boom. All right. How you doing, folks? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report for a Thursday, September 29th. Hope you have yourself a good start to your Thirsty Thursdays. As always, don't forget, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner, or hit the subscribe button below this video if you are using a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by the World Series of Handicapping Pro Football Contest, season number 11. You can still sign up, even though you can't play for the ring. You can play for the weekly contest, which is a one-year membership at atsstats.com. And you want to follow the top leaders right now, and you can see the top leaders at the World Series of Handicapping. You got Colby Ryan W. at 15-5-1 record, having a good record right there, and he's 51.6 units. You got Axe Smith Sports at 14-6-1 and 47.5 units, and then an All Red one at 15-5-1 for 43 units. And you can see the importance of this contest. It's not the record; it's all about this, right?
Show me the money!
Show me the units, and you can see the top unit players are having a good run right now in the first 3 weeks of the World Series of Handicapping. Also, bullpenpicks.com. Sign up today and play along at bullpenpicks.com. Follow the top leaders. It's a great website. All you got to do is go in, make your picks each and every day, follow other great pickers, and watch your bankroll increase. And hockeypicks.com is underway. Preseason hockey. You can make your picks for preseason hockey right now at hockeypicks.com. All right, we've got a great show lined up for you today. Welcome to the show. My name is Ron Raymond, a 5-time sports handicapping champion based out of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. It's a beautiful sunny day in the nation's capital. It's 10 degrees, and hopefully it's doing well where you're at. And welcome to the show. And Ross the Boss Benjamin will be joining us at the top of the hour. Ross will be going over a couple of games today. He likes the game between New Mexico and UNLV, and also he has a pick on the Titans Colts game, and we'll get into that when Ross the Boss Benjamin joins us at the top of the hour right here on our YouTube channel. Also, if you're interested in my book, Ron Raymond's Top 50 Sports Betting Secrets, go to a website, go to the tools, go to 50 Greatest Secrets, and you'll see the book that I wrote in 2009. You can get this book here or on Amazon, and all you got to do is it's a good read. You just got to order up, and you'll see some of the great tips that I give out here in the book. In fact, there's 50 tips along with 30 bonus tips. So for $24.99, you get 80 great sports betting tips, and you can get that just by ordering the book on our website or on Amazon.ca or .com, wherever you go on Amazon. All right, so right now I'm just going to say good morning to the bullpen, and hopefully you guys are having a good start to your day. And I see the slowly trickling in on a thirsty Thursday, and looking to be a profitable night. Speaking of profits, we did cash in yesterday with our only selection. We had the what was our play yesterday? Oh yeah, Milwaukee. We had the Milwaukee Brewers. That was a close game until about the 7th inning the 8th inning, bottom of the 8th, they opened it up, and they got the W, and it was a good win. So it was a good win, and
holy cow!
Yeah, holy cow! We got that W last night, and hopefully you guys were able to profit. In fact, I think I gave it on the show yesterday, and hopefully you guys were able to to get that W. All right, if you missed the live show, don't worry. You go to our YouTube channel and you can see the live show each and every day here from 10:30 to 11. Or if you miss it, just get the replay on our YouTube channel. Or you can also download us on your favorite podcast device or platform, wherever you download your podcast, and either Spotify, iHeartRadio, the Apple iTunes, wherever you get your podcast, just type in Raymond Report Sports Betting Podcast, and you will get the podcast for that day. And hopefully it entertains you for the hour wherever you are listening to your podcast, coming to work, going to work, or on your day off, and whatever you're doing in your spare time. All right, I see Richard Taylor's in the house. Good morning, Richard. And it is a Thirsty Thursday. The Truth is in the house. Good morning, The Truth, with his Detroit Tigers logo right there. John X is in the house. Happy Full Friday, everybody. Yep, today is a Full Friday. Bo Jackson, morning bullpen peeps, with his cup of coffee. Hey, Bo, did you see that guy miss that home run ball yesterday at the Blue Jay game? Hey, you know, if you're going to the game, you gotta be ready for that shot, right? You gotta have that glove ready. And hey, you know, like one guy said this morning, if you see the ball coming, just dive in the bullpen, go get it. But hey, you know what? Congratulations to Judge getting the 61 against the Blue Jays. And you know, I'm sort of happy that they pitched to him. They didn't pitch around him, right? You know, when you get a situation like that, it's so easy to pitch around him, especially if it was a 3-3 game. You know, when you think about it, you know, it was the top of the 7th or top of the 8th, one of those, and they pitched to Judge. So I respect that factor. But, you know, hindsight being 2020, maybe you pitch around him. But, hey, at the end of the day, Judge got 61, and he got in Toronto, right? All right, so we got a good show lined up, and I see you guys are slowly trickling into the bullpen. And let's get to the 10 Commandments and the fundamentals of sports betting. Now, each and every day when we do the show, we talk about the fundamentals of the Raymond Report. And with the NFL college football full underway starting tonight, we got a NFL game, a college football game, and the NFL and college football on the weekend. If you need a tip sheet, we got it right here. In fact, I'll show you guys a tip sheet later on in the show and how you can use it to improve your selections this weekend when you're betting on college football and the NFL. All right, the 5 fundamentals of the Raymond Report is based on value, percentage play, performance cycles, player availability, and I use a disciplined money management system. Today on the show, you're going to hear me talk about teams A, B, and C, right? A-type teams are teams with a 60 or higher win percentage. B-type teams are 50 to 59.9. And C-type teams, those are teams below 500. And you know the rules. We don't bet on C-type.
No, you don't do that.
Teams, right? We don't do that. And also, you're going to hear me talk about teams that are bullish, neutral, or bearish. And that's the cycle they are in. And in Major League Baseball, a team that is bullish is a team that is 7-0, 6-1, 5-2 in their last 7. And if they're bearish, that means they're 0-7, 1-6, 2-5 in their last 7 games. And for the NFL, college football, CFL, bullish teams are 3-0, bearish teams are 0-3, and teams that are neutral are 1-2, 2-1 in their last 3 games, which is normally 21 days, right? When you think about it, if they're playing every 3 weeks, and that's why the cycles are a bit different when it comes to high volume sports and low volume sports. All right, F's in the house says posted on Discord. Ron in chat. Good morning, Eric Jones. And yeah, so let's get to your 10 commandments of sports betting. And we always do this each and every morning. All right, these are the golden rules of sports betting. Thou shalt not bet big money on C-type teams in the Raymond Report. Never lay points, bet the money line, or take the points, or take the over-unders when you're betting on those sports with spreads. Never bet on double headers. I don't like betting on double header baseball. Follow a disciplined money management system. Never force to pick because you need action on a game.
No, you don't do that.
You don't do that.
Oh, no, never, never.
Why not?
Why not?
Against the...
I love when he says that. Hey, why not? It's like a crisp why not. Never chase losing bets on a bad day. Bet with your wallet, not your heart. You're trying to beat the number. You're not trying to score points in your fantasy league. Know the difference between sports betting and fantasy sports. Never bet against an A-type team who is bullish at home.
No, you don't do that.
Yeah, learned the hard way, Houston, Minnesota. 24-hour rule of betting, take a day off after a big win. Enjoy those wins. And rule number 10 of the Raymond Report, the golden rules of sports betting, never bet on teams who are in a bearish cycle. And as Denis Lemieux would say,
No, you don't do that.
You don't do that.
Oh, no,
Why
never,
not?
never.
Why not?
Against the rules. You know, you're stupid when you do that.
well, I don't know if you're stupid, but why not? Hey, I love the way he says that. Hey, why not? It's such a Chris. What a great movie. All right, so the disciplined money management system, the A, B, and C type teams of the Raymond Report. You can see the A type teams, as I mentioned, teams above 60%, and you want to wait till they're bullish, neutral, or bearish. And here's the recommended units when they're on the road. Same thing with the B's and the C's. And when they're at home, A, B, C, depending on the cycle they're in. And there's the recommended units. And it is a pretty good money management system. And everybody has a plan till they get punched in the mouth, says Mike Tyson or Mike Singletary, right? Mike Singletary's formula is very simple.
Our formula is this. We go out, we hit people in the mouth.
Boom. Hey, wouldn't you want to play for a coach like that? Imagine a pregame speech. All right, our formula is this. We're going to go out there and we're going to punch him in the mouth. Boom, I'm in. Let's go. Hey, put on your bucket and let's do it. Hey, buckle up, as they say. All right, man, I'm missing football. Hey, I'm missing football, coaching football. I went out and I helped out a buddy last night coaching tyke football. These were 9 and 10-year-olds and I had so much fun. In fact, one of the Ottawa Red Blacks was there, Abdul Kane. And man, we had some good laughs. And if you ever see Abdul Kane play, he is a missile. He loves to get in there and tackle, and no regard for his body. But no, it was a good time last night, and I appreciate going out and teaching the quarterbacks how to take the snap from center last night. It was very simple, but good time, and that's what you do when you're a football coach, right? You go out there and you want to help. All right, morning bullpen crew, your day be filled with W's. Yeah, there's a good guy who said that because his name is Ron B. Hey, how you doing there, Ron? Bo Jackson, never. You like that, Bo? Hey, he's talking about this right here.
No, you don't do that.
You don't do that.
Oh, no, never, never.
Never. Why not? Hey, why not? The way he does that, why not? It just kills me. Do you think the Dolphins or Eagles will be the last undefeated team remaining? You know what? I think Miami's in a tough spot tonight. You know, you played against the Buffalo Bills. You played in that hot weather. Your defense played for 90 reps against Buffalo's offense. Tua's coming in a little bit limping. And then, you're traveling. You're playing a Cincinnati Bengals team who hasn't really found their groove yet, right? Let's be honest. Cincinnati is not the Cincinnati that we saw in the Super Bowl, but they're slowly coming around, right? They got their win last week, and, they're playing tough. They lost by 3 points to the Steelers. They never showed up in Dallas. But you know what? This is a tough spot for the Miami Dolphins. If the Miami Dolphins go into Cincinnati tonight and get that W, oh man, I'm telling you, I think you got to put them as the front runner. Hate to say that against Buffalo, but man, just think about the situation they're in. They're in a very bad situation. They're going in, and both teams are playing on 4 days rest. And from a handicapping spot, this is not a good spot for the Miami Dolphins. You want to talk about your classic letdown spot after a big win against the most hyped team in football right now, the Buffalo Bills. If they go in there and get that W, man, they have to be one of the contenders in the AFC, right? I used to run Bell Raptors ball with Risk Youth back in the day, says Bo Jackson. Awesome. Hey, you know what? Anybody who volunteers their time has my respect. If it's about giving back to your community, right? When you think about it, when you're coaching, volunteer, you're giving back to your community and you're paying forward, right? Always somebody, when I was younger, somebody coached us and, they helped us along the way. And if you can go back and help and coach, then, that's what it's all about. Really, when I coach football, I'm always happiest when I'm between the lines, right? Hey, yeah, you can get grumpy and crusty outside the lines with all the crap that goes on with the drama and in youth sports. But when you're between the lines, that's when you're in your happy place, right? Anybody who's coached football will tell you their happy place right there on the football field. All right, so let's get on to the show here today. And we always kick off the day with paying our respects to the horse racing people. And let's feed the ponies. 1 minute to post time. 1 minute to post time. Oh, they're at the gate. Hurry up, get that bet in. Hey, panic mode right now. They're off and running today at Churchill Downs, and that Churchill Downs post time is at 5 p.m. Eastern. It's 116 miles on the dirt. It's a $50,000 maiden claiming race, and you can see at the first race today at Churchill, we are going to recommend the 351 in race number 1 today at Churchill Downs. The number 3 horse, Dre Miles. Dre Miles with Garcia's in the saddle, 5-2 morning line on Dre Miles. Truism, the number 5 horse, 4-1 morning line, Morales on the saddle. And the number 1 horse, Tequila Empire. Hey, don't you just love Tequila Empire is a great name, but Tickle Bunny is my all-time favorite. Number 1, Tequila Empire. Arietta taking the ride here on the 2-1 morning line on Tequila Empire. And the Joker's Wild selection today is the number 2 horse, Reina Bella, with Bejarano on the saddle. Bejarano. I butchered that name pretty good, eh? Bejarano. I think it's Bejarano. And Reina Bella, the number 2 horse, 5-2 morning line. But I'm going to recommend the number 1 horse, Tequila Empire, with Arietta in the saddle. And if you're going to bet that horse, I recommend you take $10. You put 10 to win, you put 10 to play, so that's a $20 bet on the number 1 horse, Tequila Empire. And maybe it goes off at hopefully 3-1 or something like that, a little bit better. But the odds, that's what I would recommend today. The number 1 horse today at Churchill Downs. And that is today's free horse racing tip sheet, and courtesy of ATSstats.com. And if you want to get all the tip sheets today or this weekend, you go to Horses Premium Tip Sheet, and you get that with your membership. And membership today is only $4.99, and you get all the tools in the toolbox right here at ATSstats.com. Look at all the tracks going today. You got Belmont at the Big A, Belterra, Charlestown, Churchill Downs, Delaware Park, Horseshoe, Indianapolis, Prairie Meadows, Presque Isle Downs, Remington, and Woodbine. You got some Woodbine today, Thistle Downs, and all the downs you need right here at ATSstats.com. All right, that is your free horse racing tip sheet of the day, and every day we give you guys a free horse racing tip sheet. And if you like to bet the ponies, this is where you want to get some of your information and the tip sheets on our website. All right, let's take a look at the markets today, and let's take a look at the Major League Baseball, and let's see which one is our top 5 sports betting options today. And coming in at number 5, the LA Dodgers minus 157 against the Padres, neutral 6 days, and we got a minus 148 value index on them, so they're a bit overvalued today at minus 157, a 51.6% chance of winning today against the Padres. Philadelphia coming in at number 4 against the Cubbies, losing the 2 straight now to the Philadelphia against the Cubbies. Hey, not having a good, how are you supposed to make the playoffs if you keep losing games on a 4-game losing streak, right? And today we give them a 57.1% chance of winning. Miami coming in at number 3 against the Brew Crew, and neutral 11 days. Miami has a 37% chance of winning. LA Angels, the number 2 sports betting option today, according to the markets, and the Rain Report markets, minus 250, a little bit chalky. I'm not laying 250 on a C-type teams, right, Denis?
No, you don't do that.
You don't do that.
Oh, no, never.
Why not?
Why not?
Hey, against the rules. Minus 250 and minus 169 was our value, right? Look at that. Minus 169. Look at the bookmaker jacking up the price of 250. Hey, why would you do that? Why would you do that? 64.8% chance of winning. And the Baltimore Orioles is your number 1 option here today, even though they'll have a little bit of a rough time there in Beantown, losing 2 straight. Plus 135. You're getting plus money today against the Red Sox. Nathan Eovaldi going today for Boston. I believe Bauman going for the Orioles. And when Baltimore plays those B-type teams, they win 50% of their games. They're on a 2-game losing streak, 36-41 on the road. And the fair market value, we had them at plus 133. However, only a 39.6% chance of winning today against the Boston Red Sox. All right. Morning bullpen crew, and great work, coach. Used to run the Bell Raptors. Will Bengals be back on the map if they win convincing tonight, says F, or will this game be more about the fins being deflated due to the quick? No, you know what? It all depends on the performance they give. So the question is, will the Bengals be back on the map if they win convincingly tonight? That's the key word, convincingly. They got to dominate, right? They got to establish the run. Burrow's going to be there with the pass with Jamar Chase, but they got to get the running game going, right? the defense is solid. It's just, Burrow's got to get going. The running game's got to get going. And you got to win against a quality opponent like an undefeated team like the Dolphins. You got to go there at home and win convincingly. And, you don't want to come from behind. You want to start, 88 out of the gate. Let's go and put those points on the board. And like they say at a good coach's clinic, you throw to score, you run to win, and defense wins championships, right? Great morning to my favorite sportscast show. Hope everyone is a good week, and hope it will be better for those who aren't now about the Pearls, coach. Yeah, let's get those Pearls, baby. And OG Wheats in the house from the ATL. Good morning, OG, and hopefully you're having yourself a great morning. And thank you for tuning in each and every day, and we love you, OG, because you've been one of the loyal listeners from the get-go. A lot of you guys have, right? I need to point that out more often. I need to point out our loyal followers, and people like F and OG Wheat, and I'm probably doing a disservice by not mentioning a lot of people like Gloria K, John X, all the loyal listeners here, Mark Nations. They're all coming in, and thank you each and every day for making this your online home for 1 hour, right? Happy Full Friday, all my football friends, says Mark Nations, another friend from the ATL from Georgia. And you know what? My sister went to Georgia. She works for a company and she went to the down in Georgia, and she bought me a hat. She goes, "Oh yeah, I forgot to give you this for your birthday." So she gave me a hat, and it was a beautiful Georgia Bulldog hat. I don't know where it is, but yeah. So I've been wearing that. It's one of my comfortable hats that I like to wear. A nice Georgia Bulldog hat. So I appreciated that. And yeah, I was, when you get a gift from left field, it's like my sister. She knows I love sports, but when she gives you a hat from Georgia, right, and you're in Canada, hey, you thought it'd be maybe like I don't know, like not even Alabama, up north of the border. What's Michigan or Ohio States are probably the teams. But yeah, when I saw Georgia Bulldog hat, I said, "Wow, hey, that's a beautiful hat." Did you know they won the championship last year? Of course you didn't. But yeah, no, we are family. Thanks to everyone, says OG Wheat. And yeah, so all right, now a little bit of insight right there, a little Ron going off track right there. But what else is new? All right, let's get to the market watch, and let's go to Major League Baseball. And let's see how the, let me go inside the SBI, the Sports Betting Index, and let me get the yesterday's roundup of baseball. We only got, 10 games today? And let me see here. Let's do this. And yesterday in Major League Baseball, wow. Hey, if you like the favorites.
Money never sleeps, pal. Just made 800,000 Hong Kong gold.
Yeah, there's John Presco's favorite soundbite right there. Money never sleeps. But the favorite showed you the money last night.
Show me the money!
Yeah, 11-4. 11-4 for the favorites. 5-10-0 to the under. And if you did bet the under this week, well, last couple of days you've done pretty well. In fact, if you look at the under, 18-10 to the under the last couple of days, but the favorites are still winning the day. 60.1% of the favorites cashed in the last 7 days, and 51.3 to the under. So neutral market when it comes to totals. And when you're looking at the 7-day average in baseball, 60.1 on the year, 59.3. So we are still right there with the season, right? 59.3 and 60. So bullish market betting favorites in Major League Baseball. All right, so we do have a NFL football game today. And what time is it? 10:50. Let's handicap that game before Ross the Boss comes in at 11 o'clock. And Ross is going to handicap a college football game. He likes the game between New Mexico and UNLV. UNLV beating Utah State last week. And then he likes the game between the Titans and the Colts. So we're going to talk about that. And we'll ask Ross some other questions. In fact, if you do have some questions for Ross the Boss Benjamin today, post them up in the bullpen, and I'll get them to Ross. And Ross, he'll answer those questions for you. All right. Let's see what we have here today in the Dolphins and Cincinnati Bengals. And looking at the line, -3.5 to 48.5 is the total. And the computer forecast is leaning with a Cincinnati Bengals victory today, 27-21. The total landing right there in 48.9, so a hair over the total. Bengals 3-0 on the season, straight up and against the point spread, where Cincinnati 1-2 and straight up and against the number. And here's the thing, right? everybody, because this is an isolated game, every network is talking about this game, and everybody's going to repeat the same narrative, right? And, I just did it, right? I just said, hey, Dolphins coming off a big win. They're in a classic letdown spot. So what do you think is going to happen? Where do you think 80% of the people are going to bet on tonight, right? Cincinnati, right? This is what I mean. In sports betting, when you get these isolated games on a Thursday night, there's a consensus that builds up right from the morning, right until kickoff, and everybody's got that, especially if the narrative is it makes sense, right? If there's with Miami coming off an upset win over Buffalo, they're going to be tired tonight. The situation in Florida, maybe they didn't, they were not had a good practice week. They've been transported out, and everything is disruptive. So everybody's gonna think, oh, Miami won't be ready. And I have to tell you, well, what's the old golden rule of sports betting? There's a. There you go, James. That's for you. What's the old golden rule of sports betting, right? When everybody goes one way, what do? You're supposed to go the other way, right? And to me, if you're betting this game tonight, when in doubt, get out. And I'm not even touching this game with a 10-foot pole. Common sense says to me, Ron, Cincinnati should be the play. Money line, rule number 2, I think, of the Raymond report. I bet on don't if you're going to take the game tonight. In fact, what's the money line on this game tonight? -187. And I'll say it all the time. Why would you lay 187 in baseball with the Braves and Yankees? Why wouldn't you do it in football, right? If you were to play the Bengals tonight, I think the money line is where you want to go. You don't want to get in a back door cover. You don't want to sweat out a field goal at the end. I think if you play this one, you play either the total or you play the money line on the Bengals. But how's it going, brother? OG Wheat says that to Bo Jackson. I think this game goes over the total, says Scott. Yes. How does the O with Teddy at quarterback? Scott, does the offense hit with Teddy? Yeah, Teddy Bridgewater is a winner, right? No matter where he goes, Teddy covers, right? That's his nickname, Teddy covers. And if he gets the nod tonight, because Tua has looked like he's questionable right now, but yeah, I think Tua's going to go. He finished that game last week, and I can't see him not going. But if you were to play this one tonight, you either take Cincinnati money line because you don't want to get a backdoor cover. And look at the chances of winning. 60.8% on the Bengals compared to 50% for the Miami Dolphins. The chance of this one going over the total, wow, look at that. 84%. You know why? Look at the record for the totals right here. For the Dolphins, Dolphins 1-2 in the year, 0-3 for the Bengals. So every game for the Bengals so far this year has gone under the total. And again, this is stuff that we know, and if we know it, I guarantee the bookmaker knows it, and he probably knew it way before we did, right? So, that's why the percentage play, the Kogo, is at a very high 84% here today. Chance and coverage at 67 for the Bengals. To me, it's just like it's almost like too easy, right? It's like a layup. Looks like a layup tonight, but again, there's no such thing as easy in sports betting. When you've done this long as I have, your defense shield goes right up, and you're just like, okay, you know what? If it looks too easy, But yeah, it looks way too easy. All right, taking some Waddle and Hill props tonight. I'll drop my plays in the Discord, says Bo Jackson. Can't forget, all right. So yeah, looking at we do have a poll question. The poll question of the day: who do you guys like tonight, the Dolphins or the Bengals? 72% of the people so far here on the Raymond Report likes the Bengals, and that's another reason why. That's another reason why. I wish this poll was more like in the 50 area, but when you get a poll of a consensus with the public at 72%, it just that scares me type thing, right? But again, when everybody goes one way, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to go the other way. I think Cincinnati is the play on the money line, but there's something telling me be very careful betting if you're laying 3.5, be very careful. In fact, what's the record the last, let me see here. Road teams the last 3 years on Monday Night Football. Look at the point spread for the road teams, 23-11. The last 3 years in the National Football League, road teams playing on Thursday night, 23-11-0 against the point spread. That's why my shield is up right now. Let me see here. Any other numbers to really talk about? And let me see here. No, the Dolphins 3-7. So Cincinnati 3-7 against the point spread since 83 at home against the Dolphins. There's another reason. But yeah, you know what? Hey, Miami's for real. The Dolphins are for real. They got a good head coach. He's off to a great start. And yeah, so I'd be careful tonight betting this game. And if you're going to bet it, I think the side is money line on the Bengals. But the total, here's the thing. Everything's going under, but the percentage play points to the over. And guys, you know, I can milk this game till the cows come home, but there's other better options on the board, right? To me, if you're going to play this, beer and pizza money. This is not a very strong play. You know, to take it for what it is. And what's one of the rules in the Raymond Report? Thou shalt not bet on games just because it's on TV. Let me go to my sports betting tips right here. And let me see here. Where's that rule? Never force a pick because you need action on the game. Rule number 5, right? There's a classic example why you guys watch the Raymond Report. All right, I'll never leave the hook money line. I'll never leave the hook money line if I was to touch it, says OG Wheat. Dolphins to win both halves, but that's a parlay breaking rules. Team Timmy Two Shoes. Timmy Two Shoes in the house there, buddy. Hey, Timmy Two Shoes.
Straight cash, homie.
Straight cash, homie. All right, Nico Kelly's in the house. Good morning, Nico. 60% on the Dolphins at plus 3.5. I'm leaning Bengals money line, says Nico, and 70% of the public is on the Dolphins money line. Well, where are you seeing that? Where are you seeing that stat there, Nico? I know here at the Raymond Report, out of 26 votes so far, 73% are on the Bengals. And you know what? I'll see what Ross thinks of that too when he comes on the show. I'm sure Ross, unless he has a pick on the game, I'm not sure if he does. But let me see if, no, Ross not ready yet. But Ross the Boss Benjamin will be joining us at the top of the hour. And we'll ask Ross if he has an opinion on this game here tonight. All right, while we're waiting for Ross, and we did the market watch. In fact, let me take a look at the... here's another tool I want to show you guys. If you know, tomorrow is NFL Friday, football friendly Friday. We're gonna go through every game, and I'll have a lot of information for you guys. Today's the last couple days has been a research day, but let's take a look at the NFL scoring leaders so far after week number 3. And surprise, surprise, look at that. The Baltimore Ravens, the number 1 offense in scoring at 33 points. And number 2, hey, holy, what happened here? Detroit Lions, what's going on in Detroit? Hey, everybody's applying to Hard Knocks for next year now, eh? All the NFL teams, hey, do you think Hard Knocks can come to our clubhouse next year? 31.6%. And the Buffalo Bills at number 3 at 30.3. Kansas City, the 4th highest ranking offense at 29.3. And there's the Eagles. You know what? I'm a believer in the Eagles now, eh? Fly, Eagles, fly. They are flying all over the place right now. 28.6%. And the number 1 defense, Tampa Bay, Denver, San Francisco, Buffalo, and Jacksonville. So just the Bills, the only team in the top 5 in both categories. It's on the website, VSplins, that Dusty put in there. Shows the public bets track. All right, I'll check that out. Armando de los Santos. Good morning, Armando. The best damn reporter of the world. Woo! Hey, there you go, Armando. Yeah, that's for you, Armando. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your morning, and God bless you too, buddy. And thank you for watching the show each and every day. Armando de los Santos, eh? Awesome. Miami has won 73 head-to-head matches since 1968. 1968 is a great year. You know why? This year I was born. All right, let me see if Ross Benjamin is in the house, and waiting for Ross the Boss. And we'll see. No, Ross not here yet, but we will talk to Ross. Actually, you guys noticed yesterday we did a little bit of a sound check. Remember last week Ross's sound was not good? I think what happened was his voice was coming in through the speakers, and through the speakers were coming into the mic, and that's why he was very low, because my mistake, I had it on mute. And so his sound wasn't coming into the system. It was coming through the mic. So that's why we had a little bit of a mix up yesterday, but hopefully we'll get that fixed. It should be, because we did a test and you guys were saying, so you know what, when Ross does come on, We'll do a sound check, so this way we'll make sure we get that settled right off the hop, so that way we don't lose any valuable information that Ross the Boss Benjamin is going to give us here in a few minutes. All right, let me see here. Let me go back to the matchups before Ross gets here. And you're probably wondering, you're probably sitting there going, you know what? How come Ron doesn't wear his hat today? How come he's not wearing his Yankee hat? Can you guys guess why I'm not wearing a Yankee hat today? I got respect for teams. You guys know why I'm not wearing a Yankee hat today? Probably it'd be a sacrilegious, it'd be a sin to wear a Yankee hat with a Boston Red Sox sweatshirt. That's why I'm not wearing my Yankee hat today. I got too much respect for the sports betting world, the sports world. So that's why I'm not wearing my my Yankee hat today. That wouldn't be a smart thing to do. All right, if you click on this game matchups, you can see here the ranked team. All right, so we go with the Miami taking on Cincinnati tonight. Number ranked 8th offense in Miami against the number 10 Cincinnati Bengals. You see the points for per game, and then the defense, right? Miami, you know what? See, this is why it's good to, when you do things like this spontaneously. Did you know that Miami's only ranked 16 on defense? That I didn't see that. For a 3-0 team, that scares me a bit, right? You got to be a little bit better on defense, but I bet you there's strength of schedule. Who they played, right? They played the Patriots, the Dolphins, the Bills, and who else did they played? I forget the other team they played, but Baltimore. Was it Baltimore? Another top-ranked offense. So, okay, I'll give them another couple of weeks here to see if that ranking improves. And let me just check here and see if my good friend Ross the Boss is in yet. And Ross must be running a little bit late. In fact, let me check my emails, make sure we're on good here. And we're still good. And let me see here. All right. So we'll take a look at some. Oh, there he is. Ross the Boss Benjamin. Are you there, Ross? Oh, where's Ross? I see him right there, but I don't think his camera's on. Let me see. Show on screen. Nope. Hello, Ross. Are you there? Settings. I see you right there. I don't know if you can see me. Let me see here. What if I do this? I guess as joined. All right. Okay. Oh, let me see. Nope, that's not working there. Oh, there he is. There's Ross the Boss. Can you see me, Ross? I can't hear you, buddy. Oh, let me see if my speakers are on here. Nope. Show on screen. All right. Your volume, is your volume up there, buddy?
Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
Let me leave and come back. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you nice and clear. How about you guys in the bullpen? Can you guys hear Ross now? Let me see. There's a little bit of a delay.
I'm hearing a little echo after my voice. Right,
Sorry?
I'm hearing an echo after my voice.
You're hearing
an echo after my voice. Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. I might have to put on my my earphones. I might have to get my earplugs. All right. How about the people now? Can you guys hear Ross out there? Want to do a little sound check there, Ross?
Yeah. Welcome, everybody. I'm glad you could join us this morning. Look forward to talking to you all.
Awesome. How's that echo still there, Ross?
No, it went away.
Okay, perfect. Woo! Hey, technology, right, buddy?
Not our strongest suit, but we're self-taught. So
awesome. How was your night last night, Ross?
It was good. I cashed in on the Chicago Cubs last night.
Nice.
Big underdog. They were like plus 160, but I took them on the money line at plus 1.5, minus 108. So 5-0, my last 5 in Major League Baseball, off to a great start in football, Ron. 27-15 combined between my college football and NFL picks, which is good for 64%. So couldn't be happier at this juncture. Big play going tonight at ATSstats.com. My Thursday night game of the month. in the NFL.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we were just talking about that game, and I was saying, you know what, Ross might have a play on that game tonight. But yeah, if you guys are interested in Ross's play, and Ross, hey, great week last week. You had the Colts under, you had Detroit, you had the Broncos on the Sunday Night Football. You know, the only one you lost was the Jets, but 3-1. Hey, that was a pretty good week. Sorry?
Yeah, I lost the Jets that one week, but it was in a 3-pack, so we actually won that 3-pack. For whatever reason, our system doesn't show the 3-pack. We went 2-1, and the Jets were the only losers. So
yeah,
we'll talk about that after.
Yeah, no, anyway, that was a great weekend. So Ross, after 3 weeks of the NFL, what are you thinking so far of the contenders and pretenders of the? Is there any team really that that you're impressed with, or some teams you're disappointed with right in the first 3 weeks of football?
So I would say that the other team in the AFC South there as well comes off the top of my head here. Jacksonville's off to a good 2-1 start. Who am I missing? Tennessee 1-2. But you know what, Ron? If you look at the Tennessee Titans, they were the number 1 seed in the AFC playoffs last year.
Yeah.
Yet, when you look at their futures before the season started, their regular season win total was only 8.5.
Wow.
So that should have spoke volumes to everybody, in terms of maybe when I say they're a disappointment, maybe in their fans' eyes, but I don't see this team. I really think this team's going to have a losing record this year. I'm not crazy about Ryan Tannehill. They haven't been able to get their offensive running game with Derrick Henry going. Also, their wide receivers leave a lot to be desired. And remember, they traded away A.J. Brown. So I don't know where they're going to get their offense from. The bottom line is this is a team, when they fall behind by more than one score, they have a real difficult time because they're not built to play from behind.
Yeah, no, I agree. And then losing A.J. Brown, I don't see that deep threat that they had with A.J. Brown. And, if I know that, you don't think defense coordinators are going to know that, and they're going to stack the box, and they're going to force them. They'll give them the dink and dunk stuff, but they're not going to get beat over top with that receiving core. Philadelphia Eagles, I did not expect, Jalen Hurts to be this productive right out of the gate. I was just like, okay, I respect the Eagles. Sirianni's doing a good job. I was waiting a couple more weeks before I'm like, okay, you know what? Boom, I'm in. I think the Eagles are for real. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, ironically, we just spoke of A.J. Brown, and he's been an excellent addition to that Eagles offense. The running game is clicking on all cylinders. Their offensive line has been terrific. Other than the opening game at Detroit when they won that game 38-35 and they gave up over 200 yards rushing, they've really settled down over the last 2 games on defense. Jalen Hurts, the kid was a winner at Alabama. He lost his starting job to Tua, who's now starting quarterback with Miami and was a top 5 draft choice. He went to Oklahoma. He got them to the college football playoff. Philadelphia won the division last year, or was a wild card team last year, I should say, with him at quarterback. The kid's a winner, Ron.
Yep.
And he doesn't get enough credit, So very underrated passer, and he gives you that added dimension of when things break down, he could take off.
Oh, you still there, Ross? Hello?
You're freezing up on me.
Yeah, there we go. You're back. All right. Okay. So, I agree with you. And the thing is, looking at the Dolphins, the Giants, even though they're 2-1, they could be, that close win in Tennessee. And then, the Thursday night, the game on Monday night, I'm not sold on the Giants just yet. Like Daniel Jones, it's just, we'll see what happens. The Vikings at 2-1, the Cowboys at 2-1. That's a pretty good record. The quarterback, Cooper Rush, Cooper Rush, right? The quarterback for the Cowboys. Hey, lifetime backup comes in and doing a formidable job. The Chicago Bears, always when I think of the Bears, I think of defense. But
How about the running game, Ron?
Yeah,
I mean they that's been sorely lacking over the last 5 years or so, and they're running the ball excellent over their last 2 games.
Yeah. Denver Broncos. Well, the Broncos. Exactly. I think the Broncos are not. I think Russell Wilson is. He lucked out on that contract, and he's at the end of his career, right? And he's in a situation where I just don't see the Dolphins, the Broncos really doing well this year.
Yeah, and all of a sudden you don't have DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett to throw to, because you look at the cast of receivers for the Denver Broncos. Of course, they lost their best receiver to injury in the preseason. He's out for the year, but he's gonna have a difficult time, Ron, because unless Denver can get a running game established, those wide receivers don't scare anybody on that team.
Yeah. And then you got the Kansas City Chiefs. The one thing I'll say about the Kansas City, a little bit like Denver, right? They lost their deep threat in Tyreek Hill. And for me, Belichick really gave the blueprint. I think it was last year. I think it was that Thursday night game when they played Kansas City, and they forced Mahomes to be a quarterback. They said, you know what? We're only going to rush 3, and we're going to force you to throw dimes and find the right windows to get those the balls to the and when you look at Patrick Mahomes, when is he really very dangerous? Is when he's out of the pocket, and then he starts
improvising and making those no-look throws.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, look, you got to give the kid credit. He's definitely a top 3 quarterback in the NFL. But yeah, when you're missing your deep threat like Tyreek Hill, eventually that's going to catch up to him.
Yeah, and you saw last week a little glimpse of frustration when him and Bieniemy went on the sidelines.
Oh, yeah.
That to me is a telling tale. It's like he's starting to feel a bit of the pressure. It's because when you've dominated for so long, and now it's like, oh man, teams are catching up to us, and I don't have that comfortable lead that I'm used to playing with, and I don't have that deep threat, that comfort deep threat. When you got a guy who runs a 4.2, there's a comfort level knowing that he's going to come down with that ball in the long throws, right?
Right. And you know what, Ron? If I'm a defensive coordinator, and going back to what you just alluded to, with that on-field confrontation he was having with his offensive coordinator, Eric Bieniemy, if you force Patrick Mahomes to be patient and try to give him all the dinks and dunks, as you refer to, he's always not willing to do that. You know what I mean? And he gets very impatient. And I think you'll see more teams forcing him to do that. Of course, they're going to force him to move the ball downfield little by little. They're capable of doing so, but he's shown a tendency and is prone to making errors in that situation. So I'm very curious to see how he gets defended over the next couple weeks.
Yeah, and from a betting perspective, I like this situation because the one thing with the Kansas City Chiefs, they're a very high profile public team that people love. The bookmakers know that, and I find they're always going to be overvalued every week, and there'll be some good opportunities to bet against them.
Absolutely, and just keep an eye on that, because in the NFL, too many. The biggest fault of a lot of sports bettors out there when it comes to the NFL is they have a short memory. They see what happened the week before, and they overreact the following week. So be very careful of that, folks, because the NFL, unlike college football, there just seems to be those unpredictable results that happen. And like I always say, Ron, and I'll say it again, think like a bookmaker, okay? If you see a line that looks too good to be true, most times than not, it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just keep an eye on that going forward to the viewers.
Great advice from Ross the Boss Benjamin. And Ross, again, before we get to your top plays this weekend, you're giving 2 plays here on the show. You're giving a play in college and NFL. You also got a Thursday night football game tonight between the Dolphins and Bengals, and people can get that pick where, Ross?
At ATSstats.com. right
Awesome.
now at Ron's site. All you got to do is go to atsstats.com, folks. I'm assuming you have they could see my past picks, Ron?
Yeah, we got a last 25.
Okay, so check out the past picks. I mean,
Proof's in the pudding.
Numbers don't lie and liars don't figure, folks. I'm on a tremendous roll, and 27-15 college football, NFL to start the year. NFL actually 13-5 in the first 3 weeks. That's good for 72%, folks. 10% Thursday, or 10 star, I should say, Thursday night game of the month tonight in the Cincinnati-Miami game. I have that ATS winning side. Go to atsstats.com. Click that purchase button. It's only $35, folks. You pay a little to make a lot.
Yeah, and with that, you get a Ric Flair. Awesome. All right, buddy. Hey, you know what? New Mexico taking on the Rebels. I was on the other side last week with the Rebels. I had Utah State, but hey, man, UNLV, got to give them credit. They're 3-1 to start the year. They got the W, taking on the Lobos now as a 14.5 point home favorite. The total is at 42.5. Ross Benjamin, who do you like and why?
Boy, what is the college football world coming to, Ron, when UNLV is 3-1 and in addition to a conference double-digit favorite? They're begging you to take New Mexico, in my opinion. Look, this New Mexico team, they're off a 38-0 loss at LSU last week. It's not so much that anybody thought they would go into Baton Rouge and come away with a victory, but they hardly competed. And their offense has just been anemic. As a matter of fact, during that LSU loss, 88 yards of total offense and exactly 1 yard per offensive play. And that's not a fluke, because the 3 games in which they played FBS opponents this year, they've only averaged 13 points per contest and 170 yards of total offense per game. Terrible. UNLV, on the other hand, they're coming off that 34-24 win at Utah State that Ron just touched upon. This is a team that has started 3-1 and is also +8 in the turnover department, Ron, which is huge. Also, in their 3 games versus FBS opponents, meaning UNLV, unlike New Mexico, this team knows how to move the ball. They're averaging 35.3 points per game in those 3 contests and averaging over 400 yards of total offense. This is also a New Mexico team, Ron, that's gone 1-18 straight up and 4-15 against the spread in their last 19 road games.
Wow.
UNLV is -14.5. Buy them down to 14, folks. The juice only counts when you lose. You're not going to pay a premium price at 14.5 down to 14. It is a key number in college football. It's not a sign of weakness. It's just smart sports betting. UNLV -14.5. Buy them down to 14 over New Mexico, Ron.
Yeah, great advice. I'm with you on the buying hook. You know what I call that, Ross? I call that the Geico insurance.
Yeah, absolutely,
it's
right.
Geico insurance, man, because you take that, you don't have to sweat it, right? And you feel good knowing that if it falls on 14, you're safe, and the worst feeling in the world is getting hooked, right? Isn't that one of the worst?
I mean, the most devastating feeling is to lose a game by a half a point, Ron.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Especially on a key number. I mean, shame on you if you're not buying off a 6.5 down to 6 with an underdog, a 7.5 down to 7, a 3. Well, actually 3 I would just leave alone. I'm a thorough believer of buying off the hook on a key number if you're buying off the half a point, like in this situation.
Yeah, no, I agree. Absolutely. And you'll sleep better at night, and especially if
I don't know about that.
Yeah. Hey, there you got another Ric Flair for that. All right, there we go, Ross. 3.5 points. We're going to go to the NFL now. You got the Colts, who, had a rough, start to the season on the road. In fact, they tied to the Texans. I didn't see that coming, that tie. And the Jaguars, well, you know what, Peterson's, you got a professional NFL football coach who's probably the leader for Coach of the Year right now, with a 24-0 loss to the Jaguars. Taking on Tennessee, which you alluded to at the beginning of the show, is not the same type of Tennessee team without the deep threat. And Ross, going into this game on Sunday, It seems the Colts and Titans, it's always an interesting battle when they hook up. Who do you like in this one and why?
Yeah, you mentioned the Jacksonville Jaguars at 2-1. They're leading the division. And, all of a sudden that Indianapolis loss to Jacksonville doesn't look so bad.
Yeah.
In any event, the battle of two-star running backs in Derrick Henry from Tennessee and Jonathan Taylor from Indianapolis. Both of these teams off to disappointing 1 and 2 starts, as I said at the top of the show. Tennessee, really surprising. They can't get the rushing game going. With Derrick Henry, 94 yards per game rushing, well below their standard, and a very disappointing 3.5 yards per rushing attempt. And they're going to be facing an Indianapolis defense, despite the fact that they're 1 and 2, has been very good against the run, Ron. 77 yards per game allowed on the ground and only 2.6 yards per rushing attempt. And that's absolutely excellent. Indianapolis, on the other hand, they haven't gotten their running game off to a great start either, averaging just 104 yards rushing per game. However, they're going to be facing a Tennessee run defense. It's allowing 145 yards per game and 5.8 yards per carry.
Wow.
I think we're going to see a heavy dose of Jonathan Taylor here. I like Indianapolis's running game to get going. With a much better chance than Tennessee's running game to get going. I like Matt Ryan much better than Ryan Tannehill. I like Indianapolis's wide receivers. I think are far superior to the cast that comes with the Tennessee Titans. I'm going to take Indianapolis here, -3 over Tennessee.
Yeah, I'm with you, Ross. I'm with you on that one. I think Matty Ice, I trust him more at home than I do on the road. And Tennessee, until they really, prove like there's a deep threat to throwing the ball, because we always say a quarterback best friend's a running game, but if you can't get the passing game going, and defense coordinators catch up on that, Derrick Henry's going to have a long season. And you said it right off the bat. Saquon Barkley really exposed them in week number 1. So I'm with you, Ross. I love Indianapolis this week at home, and I think they get the win and cover as well.
Yeah,
right.
I look for Matt Ryan to have a big game too, Ron, because the Tennessee secondary, even last year, as good as they were, they're very vulnerable. And they've lost a couple guys out of that secondary as well going into this year. So, you know what? I don't like Tennessee's chances for the season, let alone in this game.
Yeah, and you know what? From a Matty Ice point of view, you got to think you're coming from Atlanta, and you got a big contract. You're going to the Colts. They got rid of their starting quarterback in Wentz, and now you're the guy. And when you're coming in to a new team, you come in with that reputation, that history behind them, right? Matty Ice and, a good quarterback, Matt Ryan. You want to really produce, right? Because, I'm sure it was tough for him starting 0-2, and now you beat Kansas City at home, and now you're going up against Tennessee. There's a lot of pressure on Matt Ryan in this situation, would you think?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mentioned Indianapolis at 1-2. They're 1-1. My mistake there. But yeah, you got to give the guy time to get acclimated too. We're only 3 weeks into the season. Frank Reich is an excellent play caller, the head coach of Indianapolis. It's a matter of time before Matt Ryan gets on the same page. Look, he had to learn the whole new offense. He's surrounded by all new players that he's not used to. I think as the year progresses, I think we'll see Matt Ryan's numbers improve dramatically.
Yeah. Hey, and Frank Wright, we always two Buffalo guys got to get that Frank Wright a little pro in there for the Bills. Former quarterback. Well, what a comeback!
Hey, hockey season's coming up, Ron.
I'm pumped. You know what? I've been watching some preseason hockey. And, you got to take it with a grain of salt. Preseason is preseason, but it's good to have some hockey back. And once the NBA gets going, you get the NHL, man, we're going to be in the full thick of it, right? But
Buffalo and Ottawa, game 1, baby.
You know what? after giving it some thought, I was really big on Ottawa, but I got to be careful not to fall into the bandwagon thinking, right? When you get all these big names, we got Giroux, you got DeBrincat, you got Talbot, it's easy to start thinking, okay, but it's, at the end of the day, it's still the Ottawa Senators.
I think the most underrated signing of the three is Cam Talbot. I mean, he's that's where Ottawa struggled last year in the net, and I think that's going to be a huge addition. I like what Ottawa did. I like where Buffalo's going to with their youth. They finished the year extremely strong. So we'll see. I mean, it's exciting times right now. When you've got all these sports going on at the same time, it's certainly a task on us, but it's really great to be a sports fan. Oh yeah, no, it's like you said, it's a task on us, and we love that stuff, right? That's what you give us more tools to play in the toolbox, and it's always a great time. All right, that's Ross the Boss Benjamin, and folks, you want to get Ross's picks? What's that record again? The first 3 weeks, Ross? 13-5 in the NFL, 72%. Big play, folks. Again, Cincinnati, Miami tonight at Cincinnati. Thursday night game of the month. 2 college football picks up right now for Friday evening at ATSstats.com. So you don't want to miss it. College football, NFL combined 27-15. What are you waiting for, folks? Small investment to make a lot of money. Yeah, and check out my past picks. And it ain't bragging when you can back it up.
Yeah, and folks, the way you get Ross's picks, you go to ATS Stats. You'll see a header right here. It says picks. Scroll down till you see Ross Benjamin. Click on it. And just like Ross said, if you want to see his previous picks right here, they're all listed last 25, and you can see all the selections from the last 25 picks. And then if you click to the top, you're going to see Ross Benjamin picks for today. Click on it, and that's where you can purchase his picks for today. You just click on the check mark, buy selected picks, and you can get those selections each and every day right here at ATSstats.com. All right, Ross, thanks again for a Thirsty Thursday. That's what we call our show over here, on a Thirsty Thursday. And you know what? I'm going to leave you with a little bit of Ric Flair right here.
To be the man. The man be the man.
You are the man, Ross the Boss, and thanks again for coming on the show, buddy. And
hey, old buddy, always a pleasure. Thank you for having me. Look forward to next week as well.
All right, we'll see you next Thursday, Ross. Thanks for coming on. All right, folks, that is Ross Benjamin, and you can find him here each and every Thursday on our YouTube channel. And Ross gave you 2 plays this week. He gave you UNLV minus 14.5, but he says buy the hook, take 14, and also take the Indianapolis Colts minus 3.5. And again, I would buy the hook. Don't get hooked this weekend. Take that Geico insurance and make sure that you don't get hooked, or take the money line. You know how I feel about that, right? All right, that was a good segment. Always a lot of fun to go with Ross, eh? Hey. Yeah, made Ross laugh a little bit there with the Ric Flair. Hey, you ever hear Ric Flair's new commercials right now? With the Flair down there, man, he kills me. Absolutely kills me when I hear those commercials right there. All right, so let me know if you got any questions on tonight's game between the Bengals and the Dolphins. And I got to leave early. Please keep me posted on the picks. See in the Discord, Gloria K.
Put that coffee down.
Coffee's for closers, and Gloria K has left the building, hey, as they said. Thanks, guys, says OG Week. Kind of like Joe Mixon, over 20.5 receiving yards today. Mark Nation, also, let's not overreact on one game. With KC, he proved in week 1 he can do light up, hitting 8 of 10 different receivers. Yeah, you're talking about the game against Arizona, but I don't think Arizona's a really good football team right now. All right, so that was a good segment with Ross. Let's get on to the next segment. That is the VPP. In fact, you know what? Let's go to the computer picks, and we're gonna go using the baseball today. And tomorrow is the show on NFL. You don't want to miss tomorrow. Normally it's about an hour and a half, and we're gonna break down every NFL football games. I'll give you my thoughts and predictions on every game using the Random Report tip sheet, and we'll get to that in just a few minutes. But let's get to Major League Baseball today. I already did my selections. I already jotted them down, and I'm going to go through them with you guys right now. In fact, while this is still rotating, let me see. The first game, you got the White Sox taking on Minnesota, and you got the Minnesota Twins as a, let me see here, plus 100, right? So they're basically a plus 100 underdog. I got a 47.7% chance of winning with Lucas Giolito on the mound. and I got 48.4 for the Twins. So I like the Twins in this one here today. I know Minnesota against those C-type teams, 48-38 on the season. And let me just scroll right down here. There we go. I got a 47.7% chance of winning today on the White Sox with Giolito over Louis Verland of the Minnesota Twins. Twins now on a 2-game win streak. And looking at Chicago, Chicago's on an 8-game slide right now. So I like the Twinkies in this one. Kansas City against Detroit. Give me Detroit. You got Eduardo Rodriguez, former Boston Red Sox pitcher, going up against Jonathan Easley. 44.7% chance of winning. However, 2 C-type teams. Boston winning a close one yesterday against Dean Kremer and the Baltimore Orioles. And I do like the Bo Sox again here today. Baltimore on a 2-game losing streak. 55.9% chance of winning today on Boston. Philadelphia taking on the Chicago Cubs. Ranger Suarez up against Javier Assad of the Chicago Cubs. Cubbies on a 3-game win streak. Philly on a 4-game losing streak. And I do like Philadelphia today with Ranger on the hill. Tampa Bay taking on the Cleveland Guardians. What a series this has turned out, right? Hey, you got Tampa Bay, Toronto, Seattle all battling for that wild card spot. And looking at the line, minus 115, you got Jeffrey Springs, the lefty, going up against Cal Quantrill of the Guardians here today. 52.5% chance of winning today on the Guardians. And I'm going to lean with Cleveland. I think Quantrill at home is going to be a tough spot. And you know me, I love the Rays, but I just don't trust them on the road. Milwaukee taking on the Marlins. I'm going to go with Eric Lauer today against Braxton Garrett. The Halos taking on the Oakland Athletics. A's on a 3-game losing streak, while LA's on a 3-game win streak. And looking at the Shohei Ohtani's price, minus 250. I'm not laying 250 on a C-type team. I got the Dodgers over the Padres. I can't bet Sean Manaea. I'm going to have to go with Andrew Heaney. Seattle taking on the Texas Rangers. Marco Gonzalez, the Southpaw, up against John Gray, former Rocky of the Rangers. And I got a 52.5% chance of winning today on Seattle. Give me the Mariners. Last 2 games I've gone under the total. And Colorado taking on the San Francisco Giants, and we'll see if they're a San Francisco treat for you guys here today. Carlos Rodon up against Ryan Feltner, and 18.7% chance of winning today on the Rockies. Rockies on the road this year,
Struggling.
24-51, and for San Francisco at home, 41-36,
Straight cash, homie.
Straight cash. Hopefully they get you that straight cash tonight. They're on a 3-game win streak, and I do like San Francisco. In fact, we do have them at 77.1% chance of winning, and that is your Major League Baseball predictions for today on Thursday, September 29th, and as Stone Cold would say,
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
all right, Stone Cold says it's time for a little AI right now.
We talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice. Practice, man. I mean, how silly is that?
How silly is that? Well, let's talk about the 80% Club stats, and let's see if we got any silly stats for you guys here today. And always remember, stats and trends. Trends are your friends, but they don't pay the rent. Seattle 9-1 as a minus 100 to minus 120 home favorite, coming off a game where they scored exactly 3 runs for the last 5 years. That's a 90% angle right there. The under 13-1-1 for the Marlins as a 140-160 road underdog, coming off a loss against a National League East Division opponent in their last game. That's for 86.6% the last 3 years. Those San Francisco Giants, 17-3 as a minus 220, 240 home favorite, coming off an NL West division opponent since 1996. That's from the Wayback Machine. A little hot tub machine right there. The Dodgers, 22-4 as a 140, 160 road favorite after a division game the last 2 years. And where's my mic drop? I need a mic drop right here. Let me see if I got a good mic drop today. Yeah, we'll go with the Red Sox since I'm wearing their sweatshirt today. The Boston Red Sox, 9-2 straight up as a home team in a 4th game of a series. And click, that's the mic drop of the day, courtesy of Allen Iverson.
We talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice. Practice, man. I mean, how silly is that?
How silly is that? Isn't that the best soundbite of all time? Hey, that's up there with I'm a man, I'm 40. All right, I'm Ron Raymond, and I'm 54. Not 40, but I'm 54. And today was the Raymond Report, brought to you by ATSstats.com. Folks, sign up today. It's only $4.99. You get full access to all the tools in the toolbox right here at ATSstats.com. Also, don't forget, hockey season has started. You want to get those plays in at hockeypicks.com. Sign up today and follow the top hockey pickers each and every day right here at hockeypicks.com. In fact, when you look at the lifetime leaders, you can see every time you go 4-0 or better, you get what we call the mini Stanley Cup. And Musko's got 69 cups. Messi's got 66. Louis Lovett's got 60. And you want to follow all the top pickers each and every day at hockeypicks.com. I'll have my baseball picks up very shortly at Bullpen Picks, and you want to follow the top pickers right there at bullpenpicks.com. All right, 54 young, yeah, you betcha, baby. Hey, 54 years young, and that's how I feel. Hey, I might look 54, but inside I feel like I'm 21. All right, thanks, Coach. Enjoy your day, everyone. Any NHL preseason leans? You know what? Still filling out. Who's in the zoo in the NHL? And it's really not the NHL; it's the American Hockey League with all the players who are trying to make a roster. It's NHL preseason is really tough to handicap. You probably lean toward more of the home team because in preseason they're trying to sell season tickets, so they put more of the NHL players in the into the lineup. So when you look at lineups this weekend in preseason, check the roster out. Right, you'll notice that you'll get more starting players on home teams because they want to sell season tickets. Right, that's the way the old that's the old way you do business. All right, we'll be back here tomorrow for NFL Football Friendly Friday, and we'll go through every games and we'll give you some good selections. Don't forget, you can get my top plays each and every day on my premium pick page, or if you got a regular membership, you can get my picks each and every day in the members picks. And Ross Benjamin gave you guys the UNLV Rebels at -14. Buy that hook, and don't forget the Colts, Indianapolis Colts at -3. Buy that hook as well. All right, Harry Carey, get us out of here.
Hello again, everybody. Harry Carey from Wrigley Field on a beautiful day for baseball.
To be the man, you gotta be the man.
Joe, own the Chiefs.
Owns. I don't know.
Struggling.
Can we have fun? You're damn right. I demand that we have fun.
Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only.
Straight cash, homie.
Holy cow!
It's a dog-eat-dog world, Sammy, and I'm wearing milk-bone underwear.
What the hell's going on out here?
Woo! You smile. But the rock is cooking.
That's the bottom line, cause Stone Cold said so.
Let's go to eat a goddamn snack.
Hey, now, would you look over there? Big red lips, long blonde hair. Say, come here, baby, let me get you stare. Like the way you walk over there. Hey, now, would you look over there? Long black boots and long hair. Say, come here, baby, let me get you stare. Like the way you walk over there. Ain't no girl like, ain't no girl like that. No girl like that. I just want to talk to you. Talk to you. Woo! Come on, let's drive around. Take the top down, fool around. Come on, let's drive around. Take the top down, fool around. Hey!
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? Go be the money!
Hey, now, would you look over there? Big red lips and long blonde hair. Say, come here, baby, let me get you a stare. Like the way you walk when you walk over there.
Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.